Hello and welcome to Express News. In the next half an hour, we'll get you all the latest news and updates. My name is Abhishek Mahajan. Let's start with our top story. President Draupadi Murmu is on a visit to Angola. During her visit, President Murmu addressed the Parliament of Angola on Monday. Addressing the National Assembly, President Murmu highlighted the representation of women in both countries and encouraged participation of women in Angola's parliament. Earlier, President Murmu on Monday visited the Memorial Antonio Agostinho Neto in Luanda, Angola, and laid a wreath at the Memorial of Agostinho Neto, the first Angolan president who led its liberation movement. President Murmu later visited the fortress of St. Michael, which is the National Museum of Military History in Angola, and went around the exhibits there. India's Union Minister for Social Justice and Empowerment, Dr. Virendra Kumar, met Shering Tobgay, the Prime Minister of Bhutan, in Thimphu on Monday. During the meeting, both leaders discussed matters related to social empowerment and further strengthening of bilateral relations between India and Bhutan. Dr. Virendra Kumar also met Bhutan's Home Minister Shering in Thimphu. Both leaders discussed important matters related to social welfare, including initiatives for the elderly and specially abled individuals. Dr. Virendra Kumar visited the great Buddha Doordarshan in Bhutanese capital, highlighting the deep-rooted spiritual and cultural bonds between India and Bhutan, reinforcing the shared heritage and friendship between the two nations. The Union Minister for Social Justice and Empowerment also visited Goincho Shemkhang in Thimphu, Bhutan on Monday and met the elderly people living in the residential retreat. The Indian Minister also visited the Centre for Bhutan and Gross National Happiness Studies in the Bhutanese capital. During his visit, the Minister interacted with members of various civil society groups, including those representing socially challenged communities. Prime Minister Narendra Modi will be visiting Bhutan from 11th to 12th November. The visit builds upon India's Neighbourhood First policy. It will highlight the development partnership between India and Bhutan. India's Minister of Cooperation Amit Shah inaugurated the Co-op Kumbh 2025, an international conference on urban cooperative credit sector in New Delhi on Monday. The conference aims to empower communities and strengthen the cooperative foundation of financial inclusion in the country. India's Minister for Finance and Corporate Affairs Nirmala Sitharaman chaired the second pre-budget consultation meeting with representatives from farmer associations and agriculture economists ahead of the forthcoming General Budget 2026-27 in New Delhi on Monday. Defence Minister Rajnath Singh inaugurated the Defence PSU Bhavan, a state-of-the-art central facility at the World Trade Center in New Delhi on Monday. The Minister also reviewed the performance of defence public sector undertakings. The 11th edition of the joint military exercise between India and Sri Lanka, Mitra Shakti 2025, begins on Monday at the Foreign Training Node in Belagavi. The 14-day exercise aims to enhance joint operations in urban and semi-urban terrain, fostering defence cooperation, mutual trust and regional peace. As part of the Tri-Services Exercise Trishul, the Indian Army conducted exercise Brahmashira in the Run and Creek sector, bringing together the three services, Indian Coast Guard and BSF, in seamless coordination with civil administration to validate integrated capabilities across land, sea and air. The Tri-Service Exercise 2025 was held from November 3rd to 7th, involving multi-domain operations by the Indian Navy, Air Force and the Indian Army with indigenous weapon systems of all services. Faridabad and J&K police raided several locations, recovering major amounts of explosive materials from a Dodge village flat in Haryana's Faridabad. Total seizures from the operation now nears 2,900 kilograms and a 15-day probe into a Jaish-linked elite terror cell. According to officials, the recovery was made during a raid at Al Falah Hospital in Faridabad based on information provided by Dr. Adil Ahmed Rathar during interrogation. Environment Minister Bhupendra Yadav is representing India at the COP13 Brazil's Belém. India will highlight its clean energy progress, having reached its 50% non-fossil power target ahead of schedule while pushing for practical adaptation indicators. Lok Sabha Speaker Om Birla addressed the inaugural session of 22nd Annual Commonwealth Parliamentary Association India Region Zone 3 Conference in the Nagaland Legislative Assembly. The Speaker highlighted that northeastern states have made unprecedented progress in directions ranging from infrastructure to connectivity. Indian equity indices opened on a strong note on Monday with Nifty above 25,550. Nifty was up 82.00 points at 25,574.30. At close, the Sensex was up 319.07 points at 83,535.35. Indian rupee ended flat at 88.69 per dollar on Monday. Gold futures maturing on 5th December were priced at 1,23,300 per 10 grams on multi-commodity exchange. Silver futures for 5th December maturity stood at 1,52,322 rupees per kg on the MCX. Brent crude oil futures rose to $64.22 per barrel on Monday. According to a Centrum Research report, the Indian IT sector is expected to see stronger growth in the second half of the current financial year, driven by AI-led projects, improved client engagement and rising discretionary spending. China will suspend port fees on US-linked vessels for 1 year starting Monday. The move follows the Trump administration's plans for 1 year pause on US port fees for China-linked vessels and comes amid ongoing negotiations between the two countries to ease trade tensions over shipbuilding and ocean logistics. Key suppliers of Samsung Electronics are rapidly moving to Taylor, Texas in the US as the South Korean company's new semiconductor foundry prepares to launch next year. Global markets rallied Monday amid optimism that the 40-day US government shutdown could soon end. Reports of a bipartisan deal to fund operations through January lifted investor confidence, with Frankfurt and Hong Kong up nearly 1.7%. BBC's Director General Tim Davie and Chief Executive News Deborah Turnis have resigned following criticism for editing a speech by US President Donald Trump. BBC Chairman Samir Shah on Monday apologized for an error of judgment in editing a speech by US President Donald Trump in a Panorama documentary. The White House had recently denounced the broadcaster as a propaganda machine after his flagship Panorama program was found to have edited two parts of Trump's speech together, so he appeared to encourage the Capitol Hill riots. Trump welcomed the departures and thanked the Daily Telegraph for exposing these corrupt journalists. Trump criticized the two as very dishonest people. The US Senate advanced a funding bill after weeks of gridlock between the Democrats and the Republicans aimed at reopening the federal government and ending 40-day shutdown. The senators advanced a House-passed bill that will be amended to fund the government until January 30th and include a package of 3 full-year appropriation bills. The federal government shutdown has led to shortages of air traffic controllers who, like other federal employees, have not been paid for weeks, leading to cancellation of more than 2,800 US flights and delaying more than 10,200 on Sunday. Syria's President Ahmed al-Shara is to meet US President Donald Trump at the White House on Monday for unprecedented talks just days after Washington removed him from a terrorism blacklist. Donald Trump on Sunday said John Cole, who helped negotiate the release of prisoners from Belarus, was his choice for special envoy to Minsk. In a social media post, the US President said Cole has already negotiated the release of 100 detainees and is going for another 50. The body of deceased Israeli hostage, said to be of Israeli Army officer Hadar Golden, arrived at Israel's Forensic Institute on Sunday. The United Nations 30th Conference of Parties COP30 begins in Belém, Brazil on Monday. It marks a decade since the Paris Climate Pact came into force. The United Nations says millions of refugees are stuck in a vicious cycle of conflict and climate extremes. The UN is urging the COP30 Climate Summit to provide financing for the most vulnerable communities. COP30 venue is facing dire shortage of hotel rooms. Many pavilions were still under construction as of Sunday. Iran is facing a major water crisis. President Masoud Pezeshkian has warned that if it does not rain before the end of the year, the capital Tehran may even need to be evacuated. Paris court granted former French President Nicolas Sarkozy early release from jail on Monday, weeks after a 5-year sentence over allegations of illicit Libyan campaign funding. South Korea's special prosecutor has indicted former President Yoon Suk-yeol on additional charges of abusing power and aiding an enemy state, North Korea. South Korea's Foreign Minister Cho Hyun met with Cambodian Prime Minister Hun Manet on Monday. South Korea FM is on a 3-day official visit to Cambodia to strengthen bilateral ties. South Korea's Coast Guard on Monday launched a search and rescue operation on Monday after 9 crew members were missing when a Chinese fishing vessel capsized off the country's west coast. 2 out of the 11 crew members have been rescued. Indonesia has officially awarded the National Hero title on Monday to late President Suharto, who was forced out of office in 1998 after violent protests ended his 3-decade rule. 4 bodies have been recovered near the southern Thai province of Satun on Sunday, rising the death toll to 11 from a migrant boat which sank near the Thailand-Malaysia border of Langkawi. Every year, November 10 is celebrated as World Science Day for Peace and Development. This year's theme is Trust, Transformation, and Tomorrow, the Science We Need for 2050. All right, we are slipping into a very short break. On the other side, more stories. Keep watching Express News on DD India.
Can the US launch a bombing campaign against Iran? The Philippines vessel suffered structural damage. The saga of child sexual abuse is the United States China's debt trap strategy. Truth is stranger than fiction. But sometimes hard to uncover. Trust us to tell the truth, unadulterated and pure, of every story that matters to you.
Save your country.
You read between the lines, cut the clutter, and connect the dots to get you the full picture. Watch Connecting the Dots at these times with me, only on.
Welcome back. You're watching Express News. Some more stories. A powerful tornado struck Rio Bonito do Iguaçu in Brazil, killing 6 people and destroying over 90% of the town's buildings. Rescue teams and local authorities are working to assess damage and support affected residents. Winds reaching 250 kilometers an hour left more than 1,000 people homeless. Emergency shelters have been set up and authorities are providing financial aid to help residents and businesses recover. Super Typhoon Fung Wong made landfall in the Philippines, killing 4 people and forcing over 1 million people to evacuate as one of the nation's most powerful storms this year. Buildings in a school compound in Aurora province were damaged as Typhoon Fung Wong hit northern Philippines overnight. Toronto in Canada received its first snowfall of the season on Sunday, covering the city's landmarks in white. Residents and tourists enjoyed the winter scenery amid warning of slick roads and transit delays. 3 people died and 15 were injured as rough seas battered the Spanish holiday island of Tenerife. Emergency services airlifted and treated victims at multiple beaches. The Canary Islands emergency services have issued alerts for coastal hazards following the incidents. Authorities warned residents and tourists to avoid beaches. The India Met Department has forecast cold wave to severe cold wave conditions in isolated pockets of West Madhya Pradesh and parts of northern India over the next 2 days. Isolated locations in Kerala recorded rainfall of 7 to 11 centimeter. Isolated heavy rainfall is also expected over other South Indian regions. Pleasant weather in Himachal Pradesh is drawing more tourists to Shimla, where visitors are enjoying the calm environs, scenic hill views and the city's colonial heritage. The Taimatsu Akashi Festival in Japan's Sukagawa city lit the night sky with 22 torches. Held for over 430 years, the event honors those who died defending Sukagawa Castle. Exhibitors at the ongoing 8th China International Import Expo in Shanghai showcase futuristic technologies which immerse visitors in scenes of intelligent and automated living. The event highlights innovations such as AI-powered roller shoes, eVTOL aircraft and self-driving vehicles. Groundbreaking ceremonies held simultaneously across Vietnam's border marked the start of several new schools, bringing joy to teachers, parents and students. The new facilities aim to provide children in remote areas with safer and more stable learning environments closer to home. One village near Hanoi preserves nearly 80 years of national flag making, with locals handcrafting red flags with yellow stars symbolizing Vietnam's independence and unity. Western Australia's dairy sector is shrinking fast, with fewer than 100 farms now supplying fresh milk. Tight labour and profit pressures are driving family farms to adopt robotics to stay viable. Farmers say pairing renewable energy with automation is helping them cut costs and stay competitive. Hundreds of dogs in Australia are being left in shelters, with rescue organisations warning that more funding is needed to help abandoned pets find permanent homes. Despite staff cuts and limited government support, shelters continue to care for and rehome hundreds of dogs each year. The Argentine city of Tandil set a new record for the longest salami, measuring 487.22 meters at the Charthinar festival. The massive salami was made using around 1,500 kilograms of fresh meat, following the traditional recipe. An 11-month-old baby girl from Montenegro recovered after a life-saving liver transplant in Turkey. Diagnosed with hepatoblastoma shortly after birth, she received a portion of her father's liver. To mark the International Day of Persons with Disabilities, eligible individuals and their carers in Hong Kong were able to ride public transport for free. Many residents took part in the special scheme, with parents bringing children in wheelchairs to enjoy trips together. Bollywood film Haq crosses ₹10 crore in its opening weekend. The film is courtroom drama and is based on Shah Banu Begum case. The New York screening of India's Oscar entry Homebound took place on Sunday and was hosted by legendary director Martin Scorsese. The film's lead cast and director Neeraj Ghaiwan were also in attendance. The trailer of the Bollywood film Gustakh Ishq has just been released. The film is a romantic period drama starring Vijay Varma and Fatima Sana Sheikh. National Award-winning filmmaker Nitin Chandra's Bhojpuri film Chhat has been selected for the Indian Panorama section at the 56th International Film Festival of India. Tamil war drama Amarun has been selected as the opening film of the Indian Panorama section at the 56th International Film Festival of India. The first look poster of Jason Sanjay's directorial debut, Sigma, was unveiled. The Tamil film is a money-centric action thriller. Rock band Bad Company, along with artists including Chavi Checker, Cyndi Lauper, Warren Zevon and many others, has been officially inducted into the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. The induction ceremony took place in downtown Los Angeles. The event highlighted artists' careers spanning decades, with tributes and performances celebrating their influence. Global music star Akon performed in India's capital on Sunday night, captivating fans with a high-energy performance. The Mundo Pixar Experience, a multi-sensory exhibition of Pixar's iconic films, is set to open at Wembley Park in London on February 13 next year. Shooter Anish Bhanwala scripted history as he became the first Indian to claim silver medal in 25-meter rapid-fire pistol event at the ISSF World Championships in Cairo. India's Grandmaster Vidit Gujrati has been knocked out of the ongoing FIDE World Cup in Goa. The fourth 2020 international between New Zealand and the West Indies was abandoned because of rain in Dublin on Monday. Batter Akash Kumar Chaudhary has become the first player to smash 8 successive sixes in India's first-class cricket and also raced to the fastest half-century of just 11 balls. India's Pramod Bhagat secured 3 gold medals in singles, doubles and mixed doubles events at the Japan Para Badminton International Tournament. Tokyo Olympic silver medalist shuttler Tai Tzu Ying of Chinese Taipei announced her decision to call time on her international badminton career. Indian shuttler Lakshya Sen will look to rediscover their touch as he begins his campaign at the Japan Super Badminton Tournament. Meanwhile, HS Pranoy, one of India's most consistent performers in recent years, will look to regain his form as he returns from injury. Carlos Alcaraz made a winning start to the ATP finals with a 7-6, 6-2 win over Alex de Minaur in Turin. Alcaraz won his opening match at the finals for the first time. While former champion Alexander Zverev got underway with a straight sets win over Ben Shelton. NBA great Lenny Wilkins, one of the few inductees into the Hall of Fame, both as player and coach, passed away at the age of 88 years. McLaren's Lando Norris won the Sao Paulo Grand Prix to stretch his Formula One lead to 24 points after teammate and title rival Oscar Piastri picked up a penalty for causing a collision and finished 5th. Robert Lewandowski hit a hat-trick to help Barcelona beat Celta Vigo 4-2 in La Liga and cut Real Madrid's lead down to 3 points. Manchester City manager Pep Guardiola had the last laugh as the Citizens outclassed Liverpool 3-0 in the Premier League. Maharashtra Deaf team defeated Jammu and Kashmir Deaf team by 8 runs to emerge as the champions of the 9th T20 National Cricket Championship for the Deaf in New Delhi. Alright, that's all we have in this edition of Express News. You stay tuned for more news and updates. Namaskar.